Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 8 of 40 Something Podcast. I'm Trevor Schaefer, and joining me, once again, Jerry Mullen.
Who else would join you?
Seriously.
Honestly, ask that.
Actually, I think...
It's not like you're calling people up to blow their Friday and or Saturday nights for this
No,
shit.
no. Although we are doing this on Saturday night, so we didn't start off the weekend like this. We're just interrupting the weekend like this, you know.
We could be doing better things. Some of us were, some of us will.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so I know we don't usually dive right into it because me and Trevor are about to have a long, disgusting conversation about Infinity War. But let's get something bad out of the way first. And it was just this past week. Margot Kidder, the famous Lois Lane actress, passed away. I think at 67 she was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's very sad. I mean, I know she had a lot of issues. I don't just physically and mentally over her lifetime. I guess I don't want to say it meanly, but maybe playing Lois Lane could make you crazy.
I don't know. To me, though, she'll always be Lois Lane, though.
Always Lois
yes.
Lane. You know, it's like Carrie Fisher will always be Princess Leia.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, kids, dogs attacking people. This is so great. Anyway, hey, shut up. Anyway.
Wow.
So, yeah, you do parenting the hardcore way.
Seriously.
Sometimes you gotta. So, yeah, very sad to see her pass. Although she really didn't do a whole lot in terms of not Lois Lane.
Not really, no.
No, but in the end, she'll always be Lois Lane.
Absolutely. So. I mean, Amy Adams is the new Lois Lane, but I don't think so.
Amy Adams, oh yeah.
But I'm just looking down the list right here.
Every time I think of Amy Adams, for some reason I go to Rachel McAdams.
Oh, now she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All day, all night.
So, out of the main cast of the very first Superman movie, this is 1978, arguably still the best Superman movie. It looks like, honestly, Gene Hackman is the only member of the original core cast alive.
Yeah. That's sad, too, because he was, like, the oldest, and he walked away from acting. He just gave it up.
Although Terrence Stamp, who did Zod, I don't know if I count a villain as a main cast sometimes, but he's still alive. But everybody else is... Oh, wait, no, Ned Beatty is still alive. How the hell is Ned Beatty still alive? I thought he died years ago. Holy shit.
Is that Warren Beatty's brother?
I don't think so. Ned Beatty, he was the one, he was in Deliverance. He was the one they were asking to squeal like a pig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
So, yeah, he was born in 1937. Damn,
he's like, he's up there with Stan Lee.
So, he's too old to count, really. I mean, to count his age, not to count him as a person, but
yeah.
I'm not trying to do that math on a Saturday night.
Autographed copy of the Bible.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, shit like that. So... Okay, Trev, let's get into it.
Well, I will...
What was your beefs with Infinity War?
Well, let's preface this. Since our last cast, I have actually sat down and watched Black Panther and Infinity War. Still haven't gotten to Doctor Strange, but it's on the list.
Said he would see Deadpool 2 first. Remember that.
It came out yesterday.
That's all right. I saw it yesterday.
I did... I don't get babysitters like you do.
Not always. You're right. Actually, I didn't have babysitters. I sent them off to school.
Yeah, see, my youngest doesn't go to preschool till August.
Oh, okay. Then you'll get some freedom.
Oh, yeah. Then it's going to be daddy's time during the day.
Day drinking.
Makes you think I don't do that now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you don't. I haven't got ridiculously stupid texts mid-afternoon. Let's move on.
Yeah, So,
yeah. You've seen Infinity War.
I've seen Infinity War.
And I'll use a quote you gave me that you didn't see why it was such the mecha movie that...
I was going to open with that, yes. Everyone's losing their shit over Infinity War. While I agree it was a good movie, what everyone is losing their shit over is, oh my god, look at all the characters that died. You can't be honest in thinking... By the way, we should say this right now. This is spoiler territory.
Yeah, we're into spoiler territory starting now.
So, you can't believe that Marvel and Disney are going to kill off all the main characters of all their ongoing franchises like that. It's just not going to happen.
Like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. Which is interesting because the Infinity Gauntlet pretty much blew up when he did that. So that'd be interesting. But, I mean, The only death I can see possibly sticking is Vision. Because they explained that his personality was inside the robot, but they took a big chunk of his skull out. So I don't know how much of him would have survived, even if they put the Infinity Stone back in. But you can't tell me they killed off all the other main characters.
No.
There's just no way. They're talking.
No, you have to be super naive to consider that.
And
okay?
people online are super naive. The one geek group you and I belong to on Facebook, everyone was losing their shit after the embargo ended. Oh my God, what about this character? I cried when Spider-Man died in Iron Man's arms. I'm like, okay, first of all, nothing was cry-worthy in there. Maybe some of the CG was a little cry-worthy. That's about it. But I mean, it was an average movie. To me, it was good. It wasn't fantastic. It was...
They all can't be the first Iron Man.
No, the first Iron Man, but in the Avengers line, it's better than Age of Ultron, but I'm not sure if it's better than the first Avenger movie.
No, the first Avenger movie's it's unbeatable.
Yeah.
In my book. It was the culmination of all those previous films and Scarlett Johansson's in it. We'll move on. And then, and you had that great battle at the end. The last 20 minutes of the movie is nothing but them in pure battle.
Yeah.
It got great. And you can't beat that. Then Age of Ultron, they tried to rekindle the same thing again. And it worked, kind of didn't work. Like, I think they should have just left the Hulk a little bit in there instead of being both of them.
Yeah, I think there was two great parts in Age of Ultron that had going for it. One was James Spader as Ultron. Because James Spader is he's got that sarcastic badass to him that, if you ever watched The Blacklist, I mean, that's pretty much, he was
hired for
he was
roles.
red.
Let's be real. He wasn't hired because he's a great actor.
And the other best part was, of course, Hulkbuster versus Hulk.
Oh yeah, no, that was probably the best part. I don't know. The final battle was pretty good.
The final battle to me suffers from what Infinity War suffers of the most. It's too much going on at once.
Well, you know what? We and you had that conversation about how many storylines this could have
had.
Yeah. They did it smart by taking them. They weren't all in the same place. Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man were off-world, eventually running into the Guardians of the Galaxy, which their stories merged in the middle. And then, everybody was on Earth, finally went to Wakanda and fought it out. It was good. The way they had all the stories kind of bring back together. And, of course, Thor returning to Earth, that was the best scene in the whole film.
It was.
Oh, yeah. That hammer, the new hammer comes out, starts mowing guys down. I'm like, thank God this movie got good finally,
Is someone playing a drum set in the background?
No, it's the dog with his stupid pig. And asking people behind me to fucking please take it off.
Sounds like someone's playing a hi-hat behind you. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
There we go.
Okay, can we agree on something here? Because I know you and I, over the course of a day, had our arguments of why this didn't make sense, why that didn't make sense. We've come to the.
This is where I shut him down on a lot of shit.
You did. I'm not a big Marvel guy. I admit that. But the one thing we did agree upon that made no sense whatsoever is how they got the Hulkbuster armor to Wakanda.
Yeah.
I
I actually asked Kelly about that when we were watching. After we had watched it again.
Yeah.
And he comes out of the armor. Like I said, well, he's got to be in one of Stark's armors, right? Like, I didn't catch that when I saw it the first time. But he opens up the top, and it's just him in there.
Yeah.
And I'm, well, how did that work? And I thought to myself, well, I'm giving Trev this one in the argument column. Like, he's won this one. But the other stuff we argued about.
And it's all battle damaged. So obviously it was just taken somewhere from when they were at Sokovia. No, it wasn't Sokovia.
No, that was in. I forget who that was.
It was a different city, in Ultron.
That's where he bought that building right before he blew it up.
Yeah. So they somehow transported the armor, but then when the arm gets ripped off, is the AI? I forget the new name of the AI. Was it Veronica was the satellite.
Friday was the name of Jarvis's replacement.
Okay.
Veronica was the satellite.
Yeah, couldn't he have called Veronica to send down a new arm like they did in Ultron?
Because was it Veronica was in two parts. Veronica was the thing to hold the Hulk in place. Remember there was that part that landed around him in Age of Ultron?
Yeah, but Veronica was the one that shot down all the pieces from space.
Yeah, but shot over the extra pieces. And, Yeah, I can't believe we're arguing this out. We sound like two comic book dorks. That's what's great.
Oh wait, I got another point I'm going to argue with you that I thought of. I thought about after our tech storm.
I think I don't know. Should that have happened? Or shouldn't it? Would that have just drug out that scene longer? He should have became the fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
Let's be real. That should have just happened. But I understand why that didn't happen either. But all right. What's your other argument?
Okay, I got one other argument. Again, not a big Marvel comic book guy. In the beginning, Peter Parker obviously is strapped to the side of the space donut, and they're going up into space. Yeah.
Donut.
Well, that's what it looked like.
You're right.
Okay. So
I was thinking more it was like those things from Men in Black 3. But
yeah.
All right, there we go. Go ahead.
So we'll ignore the fact that being up at that high altitude, the pressure would just do all kind of internal damage to him. But he's Spider-Man. We'll dismiss that. So Tony Stark sends out the Iron Spider armor. Okay, so he gets the Iron Spider armor. He climbs into the donut. Now, if he had not climbed into the donut, does the Iron Spider armor have any kind of jets or anything to get him back down to Earth from basically suborbit?
Well, you'd imagine if it's anything to do with Stark. Now, I don't know this because I know very little about the Iron Spider.
Yeah, that's what I was curious if you knew.
I would take a guess that probably because all of Stark's armors have the jets. You know what I mean? Have the repulsors built in the feet and the legs. Or the hands and the legs, I should say, hands and feet. Yeah, I would imagine he would have got back down to Earth. I mean, if he told Friday to eject him off the space donut.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that he was going to make it back to Earth one way or another. Instead, he hung on.
Yeah.
So.
Which I think any normal person would have done.
I'd have been back to Earth.
So.
I like the reference to Aliens where they cut the hole in the side of the ship and suck that guy out. That was pretty cool.
You know, that old movie, Aliens.
Yeah. Well, no more pop culture references. That's one of the really great lines I've filmed. I don't have any real arguments with the film. I think... Go ahead.
No, I think it suffers from Phantom Menace syndrome. That everyone was putting it on such a high pedestal from the get-go. That,
like, it took him forever?
Yeah. I mean, it took him 10 years to bring all these storylines together. But I think not only because people put on such a high pedestal, but the fact that we're coming off of the last two movies that come out were Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok, two of the best Marvel movies they've ever made. I just don't...
Yeah, that's arguable.
I think the bar was just set too high for this.
I don't know. If you look at the numbers, the bar was set really high.
I'm not arguing the numbers there. But at the same time, the number one movie is still Avatar, which is arguably not that great of a movie.
No.
People are stupid.
No, it's not. Yeah, you know what? Damn you, James Cameron. Damn you. He has like 2 or 3 of the top films of all time.
Well, Titanic and Avatar. Just remember Tommy Lee Jones from Men in Black. People are smart. A person is stupid.
That's right. That's right. Remember the Men in Black don't liposuction, microwaves, Velcro. Anyway.
These are going to replace CDs in a couple years. Have to buy the White Album again.
Yeah. Even though he had an 8-track in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You know Elvis is dead, right? No, he's not. He just went home.
Just like Oprah. Maybe landed in... Anyway. Ever see the second one? Anyway. The second one's arguably the weakest one of the 3 there.
I don't think I've seen... No, I haven't seen the second one. I saw the third one. Third one was good with Josh Brolin.
Oh, that was really good. It shows how stiff of an actor Tommy Lee Jones and him can be. They're like robots.
Okay. One other thing I just want to see if you did the same thing I did. When I'm watching it and I'm hearing Thanos and I'm looking at Thanos, I know it's Josh Brolin, but all I could think of was Ron Perlman.
You know what Kelly said? We went to see Deadpool on Friday morning, and Kelly said to me on the way home, she said the only other person that could have played him right now was
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, and could have played Cable in Deadpool. And I agreed. I'm like, yeah. The only thing is like Ron Perlman's not a young guy anymore either. It's
I still wouldn't mess with him. The dude is.
But I put up an argument right after that, and she just said it to me. She's like, Cable's not a young dude either.
No.
He's an old man in a lot of these stories, you know. But But that was Deadpool 2 was really good. It was.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a little spoiler for Deadpool. I'm just curious because it would fall into the storyline with Cable. Did they bring Bishop into it at all?
No.
Okay. I was curious if they were going to bring Bishop.
That won't ruin it for you anyway.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Because Bishop and Cable have that relationship in the comics where...
Well, actually, Deadpool and Cable have a really high relationship in the comics, but they hate each other, too. Actually, Cable just hates Deadpool. I mean, really. You ever play the Deadpool game?
No.
Dickhead, shut up.
Sorry.
Anyway, sorry. Not you. If you ever play Deadpool the game, hang on. Stop.
Is that the one where you could slap the shit out of Wolverine?
Yes.
Yes.
That game's fantastic. You know, I got that. I went down to the Red Box once. The Red Box is like a rental store. You have to be careful with it, but you can do it. You look at what they're selling section.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if that wasn't rented a lot, it gets moved into what gets sold a lot.
Ah.
It falls in price. I got that Deadpool game for like $18.
Nice.
Brand new. It was great. Of course, I don't have the box for it or the case for it, but it gives fudge, you know. Josh Brolin and Cable was really good. Like I was more nervous about that character going to the film than anything, because Cable's really cool.
Yeah,
he really is, and he's really like. He's just one of those characters I was afraid they were going to... It's like Gambit. I'm really afraid they're going to do something bad with Gambit.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of hope there with Channing, whatever his name is, Channing Tatum playing him. I don't have a lot of hope for that.
Although I have to admit, after seeing... I can't believe I'm going to say this. After seeing the previews for that horrible movie that came out, Cock Blockers, I could see John Cena now. I could see him doing a decent Duke Nukem. Seeing him do a little bit of comedy in those trailers.
Yeah, I hope that film never gets made.
I don't know.
I hope that never happens. That would be below direct to VHS, like in crappiness. Hey, I know him.
Say hi, Jack. Okay, gonna go off fanboyism right here. Yeah. Okay, say they do. I know. I saw something today that Ron Reynolds is saying there probably won't be a Deadpool 3.
It's going to go to X-Force.
So in X-Force, if they were to bring Bishop in the storyline, since Bishop is also in the future, wouldn't it be awesome to get either Terry Crews or The Rock as Bishop?
I don't know. You know what? I think Terry Crews would be your better choice there.
Mm-hmm.
Only because The Rock, I think, is playing Black Adam.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it. Well, that doesn't matter. I mean...
No, it doesn't. But
Josh Brolin's playing two villains right now in two different
But he's playing them in the
films.
same universe. In the same Marvel universe. Within reason.
Technically, because Fox still owns all the X-Men rights, and they haven't been sold yet.
Imagine how good Infinity War could have been if they had bought Fox beforehand.
Oh!
X-Men and the Fantastic Four coming out of the that movie would have been... That movie would have already crushed Titanic and the other one, Avatar. It would have destroyed it.
And Deadpool comes in out of nowhere. And...
Deadpool's comedy. You know what? The only thing I could say about Deadpool 2, it's only a hair is good. It's only a little bit under the original one, only because you're past the shock value of Deadpool.
Okay.
All the crazy shit that he does, and the cursing, and the blood, and all the nuts. I'm sorry to hear that. But all the nutsy shit that Deadpool does, you're already seen it, so it's not a big shock value.
Yeah.
Like the part where he runs that guy through on the bridge the first time.
Yeah.
We talked about that. You don't have that moment in this. You do get some more, like the Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She's in it probably marginally more than the first one. Colossus is in it somewhat more than the first one, too. And there's other characters, like the X-Force characters.
Yeah.
They're really interesting. But Domino, by far, is we had talked before. Domino stole the show. I think most of the movie, I think she took a reins for. It was great.
Okay, enough movie talk.
That's it. Spoiler zone's gone.
Spoiler zone's gone.
All right.
So, let's talk about something else heartbreaking. We went off of Margot Kidder. Let's talk about what the hell they're doing to the Thundercats. Jesus H. Christ!
Like, that new Teen Titans cartoon?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like. It might be the same people drawing it.
Because my son, at 8 years old, draws better than whoever's drawing these fucking Thundercats. And the voices, and they're making it all cute and stupid and cartoony. I'm like, no! Stop ruining my childhood!
Yeah. No shit. That's terrible.
It is.
Taking the Thundercats reboot from a couple of years ago. It's probably more than a couple of years ago now. What you love that show? Don't even say that. The reboot was. I thought it was pretty good. The one from a couple, like the guy who played.
Let's see, 2011 it was. 2011, 2012.
Was there, yeah, that was that's 7 years now. That's pretty good. I thought that reboot was pretty good. It had a couple of strange moments in it, a little far from the show, but
like the Voltron reboot on Netflix, while not the exact same show, it's decent. It's held to the point. It's still kind of made for the adults and the kids at the same time. Where this is triggered toward like 5-year-old kids. It seems like it's like there's nothing for an adult here except to do a whiskey shot.
You know the characters' names. That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's like.
What happened to Chitara? What happened?
Every time Lion-O cries for some reason, you do a shot.
Yeah.
That's about what it's there. You know what's going to happen.
Every time he says Thundercats, have a shot. You'd be dead by the end of one episode.
Yeah.
So that's really super sad, actually.
Sorry, I saw that yesterday, I think it was, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Here's another sad thing in the. Well, that's not really sad. Let's see. Besides, I didn't really. I hate to say it, but I trevored this article from Anthem to Smash Brothers on Switch. I did not read that at all, so I did not have a chance to read it. So I'm opening it up now to at least have it on the screen. Maybe I can peruse it while we talk.
Is that the one I sent you?
Yes. The one of two articles you sent me.
Basically, all it is rumored games to come out at E3. There was a leaked list from Nintendo that was internal. That's been proven since then to be false. So this is the list of games they think to come out. The reason
These aren't just Nintendo's. Though,
no,
right?
they're not just Nintendo's. Unless I sent you the wrong article.
You sent me the one. Oh no, you sent me the right one.
Yeah, it's all the systems that they're expecting at E3, which is going to be in 2.5 weeks now. 2 weeks. What I wanted to put
when
out
E3
there.
was relevant?
Oh yes. I remember the one time I was actually offered tickets to E3 back in the 90s, but I had to supply my own airfare. And if you ever looked at tickets for E3 week to go to Vegas, yeah, forget it. But when I worked at Electronics Boutique,
You have to go the week before and stay there a while.
yeah, and hotels are next to impossible because my Sony rep, when I was a manager at EB, she offered me tickets. She's like, "Did you want to go to E?" I was talking to her about E3. She's like, "Why? Would you ever want to go?" I said, "Well, yeah." She goes, "Well, I could get you free tickets. You're just responsible for your flight, your hotel, and all your food and everything." And I went home and talked to my girlfriend at the time, and we looked it up, and we went, "No."
Yeah.
I mean, it literally for the week, it would have been probably half my year's salary to go down there between the flight, what the hotel rooms were going for, and food and everything. It was like, no, it's not worth it. I want someone sponsoring me if I'm going to go.
Yeah, and you weren't going to get that. So
No.
Some interesting games on this list, I gotta admit.
Yep.
We could go with our Super Smash Brothers for the Switch, which we know very little about.
But here's why I wanted to bring up the article. You're reading the article now. I read the article. It's probably got 30 games on there.
I've already seen 2 that I would probably purchase.
So out of all those, though, I think probably 5 of them are original IP. Everything else is a sequel or a reboot of older games.
Well, let's see. Let's go down very generally.
Okay.
Just quickie.
Sure.
Just quickie. A quickie, Trev. A quickie.
You be my reader.
Let's see.
Here, I'll bring it up on my phone here.
Rage 2. The sequel to Rage, which you could buy on the dollar shelf these days, the original Rage.
I actually have it. It's not that bad. The Ghosts of Tsushima, original IP. Go down Death Stranding, which was rumored to be vaporware. Actually, they're saying might be coming out. Spider-Man, how many of those do we have? Last of Us Part 2, sequel.
Well, you know what? But remember, Last of Us is critically acclaimed. I always thought it was too slow for me. But
I have it. I've never played it. The Division 2. I'm just saying how many sequels. Skull and Bones actually looks interesting if they could get away from the curse of Sea of Thieves. Because Sea of Thieves was supposed to be awesome, and then it came out and it was pretty much shit. But Skull and Bones, basically, it's from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They took all the naval parts and basically made it its own game.
Oh, it's Pirate Simulator 2018.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
My brother was hoping for this game, believe it or not. He said that was the best part of Black Flag. Anthem, which
well, it's okay. Yeah, if you read it, it's supposed to be the next big franchise from EA, that's a history of single-player RPGs, blah 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 blah, futuristic realm where freelancers wearing powered armor suits. I'm done. Powered armor suits. How many times have we done that?
The Doom guy has a powered armor suit. Joe.
Yes. So does everything in Titanfall and Call of Duty, which we'll get to.
Actually, I don't want to think the guy has a suit in Titanfall. He gets in the suit in Titanfall.
Well, but still.
The Titans were really neat, actually.
Okay.
Here we go. Another Smash Brothers.
Yep. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Oh, man, but if you haven't played the other two Tomb Raiders, you've missed out. They're really good.
Battlefield 5.
Yeah, here we go.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Okay, we'll stop and talk about Black Ops 4.
There's no single player in this.
At all. And as of right now...
basically Fortnite mode, added into the game.
There's Fortnite mode, which is called Blackout. They've added...
I forget that's not it. It's.
I thought it was Blackout mode was the Fortnite Battle Royale, because they added vehicles to that.
Now
Yeah. And then there's 3 zombie levels. Yeah. Hey, Joe, you want to play a zombie game?
God. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, is this the wave of the future that nobody wants single-player content in their games?
And now I don't know how true this is. I did see an article say this, but it was one article I saw on Black Ops that they said it's not going to have a physical release. It's going to be digital only as well.
Why not take away everything people love about collecting?
And then on top of that, no one has said it's going to be under the standard $59.99. And everyone is saying the same thing you and I said. It was either our last episode or the episode before that. I think it was last episode when we were speculating about this game, that they're saying there's probably going to be a single-player campaign D-fucking-LC eventually.
It better never happen. I'm telling you now.
EA's just going to go.
Yes, right here. Where are you? Right here? Is that where you're at?
I'm actually up. You got to point to your top right. There you go. Yeah, you're down there. So, but the thing is, and I agree. I've been watching a lot of pundits on Twitter, and people have been saying, but this is what's popular now is battle royales. People want the more multiplayer. And that's fine, but what some of the older pundits like you and I are saying that have lived through multiple generations of consoles, non-online play to online play, is once you do this once, it's an online-only battle royale game, which for everybody else typically is free to play or you're paying $20 for it. You're not paying a lot. Once they start selling those for $60, that sets a dangerous precedent for the rest of the industry.
It does. Did you watch Joe's rant about it?
I did not, because I knew what it was going to be like, and I haven't been able to get away from my 3-year-old daughter long enough to...
You only want to lie. It's definitely worth the thing. Like, he plays Angry Joe in it, but he also plays like a Call of Duty disciple, I would call it. You know what I mean? Basically me. But I don't see where they're going with this. It makes no sense to me.
No.
Like, why take out... I don't know. Maybe it's because, like I can say, like, my nephew, he likes the online for most cities. So does my other nephew, come to think of it. Loves it. But I don't get it. Why not have the single player, and then if you want this fucking battle royale mode, download it. That should be the DLC.
Or, I mean, you put all that time and effort into developing this new game. How hard would it be to develop a single player mode in it?
Yes.
I mean, how hard? To me, this is just them wanting the quick buck off the current trend of Battle Royale and the people, no offense, the Call of Duty sheep, who every year, just like the Madden people, are going to throw down that $60 no matter
Madden
what.
People are worse.
Oh, no, they are. They are absolutely worse. But
who's really bad are the FIFA people. They're really bad.
But every year, it's the same thing. It's a new game, which is just a little different than the old game that... GameStop is going to give you $2 to trade in for. So,
I'll tell you, if sports game have zero value 5 minutes after they're out.
So.
It's like a car pulling it off the line. It's $8,000 cheaper now.
Oh, by the way, saw a great thing. The CEO of GameStop stepped down for personal reasons, and they had a tweet about it. GameStop CEO steps down for personal reasons. His severance package is $3.1 million in store credit or $11 cash.
That's fantastic. And disgustingly the truth. So, all right. So now underneath that was FIFA and Madden 19.
Gee, go figure on that one.
Yeah, gee. Things they expect to be there are the next Mortal Kombat.
I haven't heard anything on that.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything on it. They're still kind of working Injustice.
Yeah, that's.
So I don't see them going to that.
I think it's another year or two away from a new Mortal Kombat.
Well, that doesn't mean he won't announce it.
No, I guess that's true.
That doesn't mean Ed Boon won't announce it.
Yeah.
And then, a Mario tennis game. Hooray.
Which that's pretty much been already confirmed. So that's... apparently, I didn't realize Mario Tennis is apparently a very big thing. Like, there are fanatics out there for Mario Tennis, which...
I'm sorry to hear that. They must be related to those Mario Party people.
So... although I will say one of my favorite Dreamcast games is a tennis game. I love virtual tennis.
You also love the Dreamcast more than you love most people.
I do, and I hate most people, so I will freely admit that.
Let's see, Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's just move on. The name alone will make I consider it a failure.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3, okay.
Sequel.
Great. The Crew 2, great. Keep
Sequel.
moving. Cyberpunk 2077. The CD Projekt Red has been... It's a follow-up to The Witcher. It's a sci-fi follow-up to The Witcher 3. That's a strange correlation between two...
I don't know how they're going to do that.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Days Gone. Okay, we're just rolling past that because that looks pretty dumb. Dreams, which is made by the people who created Little Big Planet. And that actually worked. Oh, here's a game that's been decent vaporware for a long time. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Shenmue 3 right underneath that. Oh, great. Yoshi on the Switch. We could just roll past that. Oh, Metroid Exodus. What's that? Hold on. Wait, we can stop right here.
No, just keep going past that. Metroid is...
it's probably garbage. Metroid Exodus and Metroid Prime 4. What's the friggin' difference? Well, I'm going to look that up later. When
there you go.
That's what I get for skipping.
Well, we'll just say Metroid.
Yeah, well, there's 2 Metroid games potentially coming out. Bloodborne 2, Pokemon for the Switch. That's whatever. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3. These are apparently very popular.
My son still to this day plays Garden Warfare on the PS3.
Our mutual friend Chris loves it.
Really?
Well, so I've been told. And we'll have a conversation about that afterwards. Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a lot of people.
That's big, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. Holy crap! I just scrolled like 50 games down. Oops. Devil May Cry Special Edition. Devil May Cry 5. Really? Wow, I didn't know about that.
Well, remember what you said. Hey, we're making a new game. Hey, you want Dante in it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You need Dante in this game? Because we'll sell it for $11. The Final Fantasy VII remake, which has been consistent vaporware.
Well, it wasn't consistent vaporware. They made it, and then they scrapped it, and they had to start all over because they didn't like the direction it was going in.
How about you just make it look better than the original game and release it?
Well, that's the thing. They made it a hack and slash, basically. They took out most of the role-playing elements, and apparently, it wasn't testing well.
Because how about all the people that played the original game on the day it came out until we dropped?
Yeah.
Don't want that. How about we want the original game just looking better? I don't care what you say. You will never be able to get past in your life not seeing Bahamut Zero crush the planet with a fucking fireball from space.
Mm-hmm.
All the summons in that game are over the top, but that's the point.
Or the first time you see Knights of the Round happen.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God. And here's another Bayonetta. You know what? Platinum Games owes Nintendo everything they have. They just keep them alive with Bayonetta games, you know? There's Devil May Cry 5, Beyond Good and Evil. Ooh, Gears of War 5. Oh, yeah. I say again, I feel really bad skimming this article because there's like 3 games here I want to play now.
But my only point was, while sequels are good, it's just I feel like we're seeing less and less original IP now. Kind of like movies. It's all remakes and sequels now. That I think gone are the days where we see brand new franchises pop up out of nowhere.
The new IPs, you're not going to get as many as you used to anymore. Old is always good.
Yeah.
I'd hate to admit it, but it really is. Like, once in a while, you get a diamond in the rough that comes out every so often. Like Uncharted. That was a series that should have probably that sucked at the beginning because the first one's really not all that great, but it turned out to be a great series. Like Gears of War. The first one was kind of crappy, but the rest of them were fantastic. Except for that card one that nobody played. You know what I mean? Like card battle game. Who wants to do that?
I've never understood those card games.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then, here's another Borderlands. I know some people. Yeah, the next Days X game, which I played Mankind Divided, which was really good.
Those were always your brother's games. I always remember him loving the Deus Ex games.
Yeah, he really does. Actually, the Mankind Divided was free for PS4 members. For PS Plus members, I should say. Like 2 months ago, and I downloaded. I've never played one of them, and I was actually kind of blown away on how good it was. It's more of a stealth game than it is a shooter, but I don't care. I don't stealth shit. I just go up and stab people and shoot and shit. I don't got time for that. So that's pretty much it. There's another Splinter Cell game coming out. More Destiny expansion. Just Cause 4. I've never played one of them. Just Darksiders 3. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've kind of been through all those.
Yeah.
So.
The one thing I'm interested in, because I know there's been a lot of speculation, in fact, you and I did it on the last show, is for Nintendo to come out at their conference. I believe their conference is the last day of E3, to come out and say...
But they don't do one at the center, do they?
No, they do. They do a presentation.
Because sometimes they just do their own direct.
Well, they do directs throughout the year.
Yeah, but they've skipped out on E3 a couple times now.
No, according to the schedule, I've seen the E3 schedule, because it opens up the first night is EA. And then it goes through, I believe Nintendo closes it out.
Is EA selling you DLC right off the bat? Is that what they're
Yeah. You get in, you get a seat, but the cushions are extra.
Yeah, the cushions are $5.
So my question is, because we did a lot of speculation, I know Pat the NES Punk on the CU podcast did a lot of speculation, that I hope Nintendo finally tells us what their online service is going to be when it launches this fall.
I hope we get that. I hope we get a good list of what's coming out, which obviously we will. But you know what? My thing about E3 press conferences, they've all been the same for the last few years. Whoever's going up first is the clear loser, usually.
Which makes sense. It's EA.
Everybody else has a chance at that point to up their game. I always want to see who goes first, Microsoft or Sony. That usually decides who's going to win this year.
Here's one thing I'd like to see, and Nintendo's usually pretty good about this, is show me your games that are coming out and tell me they're coming out in fall of 2018, summer 2018. These people that come out, coming spring of 2020. Well, who gives a shit by then?
Yeah, you can show that in 2019.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you show me a game of something that by the time it launches for that system, the next system in that line has already been announced. So, why would you buy it for a PS4 when the PS5 has been announced to come out 6 months after your game?
PS5 Plus will be out by
then.
Yeah.
I hate it when they do that.
Oh, here's the E3 schedule right here. That's really good. So let me click on this, and we'll peruse this Friday. So Saturday's Electronic Arts at 11 a.m., which is the only thing on Saturday.
Yeah, that's it. They're opening up the show to that, and that's it. And then Nintendo's the last day.
Microsoft is up first this year, so that's a good thing. Then let's see, we got Bethesda, Devolver Digital, which I like Devolver because they made the remakes of Shadow Warrior. I love them. Square Enix is Monday morning. And then Ubisoft and the PC Gaming Show. I apologize for my children being assholes in the background. I may have to just kill them.
Well, you probably can't hear mine wrestling on the bunk beds on the other side of my computer. So
that's okay. And then we have on the same day, on Monday, Sony is on June 11th. Excuse me a second.
And Jerry is murdering his kids. Actually, I should just cut the video feed, so just in case the police need evidence, we won't have
No,
that.
you don't have to do that. So, And then Tuesday's Nintendo, which their direct last year was really weird, followed by the Smash Brothers Invitational, which that would be nice to watch.
Yeah.
And the Fortnite Celebrity Pro-Am?
Oh God.
Who's in that? I'm interested in that.
I'll only be interested in Bill Murray's playing.
Fortnite Celebrity Pro-Am will pit 50 pro gamers and 50 celebrities against each other in a Fortnite Battle Royal. This might be the greatest, dumbest thing I've ever seen. Continue for more content. Please tell me they're going to show. Just please tell me they're going to show who's in this. Oh, no, it doesn't work. Oh, shitty broken link.
Okay, so if after the Nintendo presentation they're having a Smash Brothers Invitational, I want them to pull a wizard. And
what, Super Mario Brothers 3?
No. So when they do the Smash Brothers, Invitational, they give them the new Smash Brothers.
Yeah, okay, all right, I see where you're going now.
Yeah.
I agree. Super Smash Brothers Invitational, what to expect? 8 top Super Smash players will be put... Oh, forget it. You're going to get that, Trev.
Oh, really?
8 of the top Super Smash Brothers players will put Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch to test in a public demonstration.
Nice.
So that would be worth watching.
That would be worth watching.
Tuesday. I wonder what time that's at. Well, Nintendo's at 9 a.m.
So that's 9 a.m. Central. So that's 2 hours behind us on the East. So that's 7 a.m. But it'll be on Twitch, and you should be able to watch the video on demand from the Twitch coverage.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to watch these later.
And actually, they usually throw those up on the Switch store. Yeah. Yeah, Fortnite will definitely be up there, but actually Nintendo will probably have it on that little news channel on the Switch. They might have the Smash Brothers Invitational.
This is good to have another gamer with me. He says Treyarch has a video out explaining why they ditched Black Ops 4 single player. Send me the link for that, will you? Thank you.
I think it all comes down to money.
Oh, yeah. Of course it does. I love how, this is weird. There's the Fortnite Celebrity Pro-Am thing, and underneath it is an ad for, pregnancy things. It's really odd. That's... I don't get what you're going with here, game. But the Fortnite thing, I'll just go back to that because this is my favorite thing to talk about now. It's to be determined. They don't have a time or a date on that, so it could be any time during the whole conference.
And the term celebrity is very selective.
Yeah, it can be very selective.
Yes.
It could be, 16 and pregnant. Those people are technically celebrities,
Steven Seagal playing Fortnite.
I'm telling I would sit down and watch that for hours. He's so ridiculous. Okay, so I got 2 Xbox stories. One's really interesting, one isn't. Actually, they're both actually pretty interesting. Do you have any more about the E3 thing before we move on? I probably should ask that. I'm being a dick.
No, actually, I don't. I saw about the leaked game list, and I just wanted to comment on just how many sequels there are anymore, just like movies.
There's sequel lengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
That's a good show if you watch that sequel lengths. That's on YouTube. Imagine how I know that. Anyway, so let's see. Well, we want to save that for the end. So let's go on. Microsoft announces a controller for players with disabilities. Well, that's really great, actually.
It is.
It's very rare, though. You know what you can't get still? And this is actually one of the articles I had opened and I didn't realize because I just clicked on it again. You know what you can't get regularly is a left-handed controller.
That is true.
And there's a lot of left-handed gamers, like my daughter, for one. And I know a lot of people that are, but they don't really make them. And if you do buy them, they're super pricey.
Yes.
So, but
well, if you think about it that way, even if you want to go non-gamer, try finding a left-handed mouse.
I can use this one with my left hand as well.
But that's different. I mean, most gaming... I'm sorry. I'll go gaming mice.
Thank you. I was just going to say...
Sorry. I should have... I thought... Because we're talking about gaming controllers. Sorry.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, gaming mice.
Okay, I should do that one.
Yeah. So, gaming mice. Try to find a left-handed gaming... They do make them, but they're hard to find. Almost everywhere... You have to order it special. Everyone stocks right-handed mice.
Well, sure. I mean,
it's a dominant.
It's a dominant thing on the planet. So Microsoft announced an Xbox Adaptive Controller. It's designed for people with disabilities. This was leaked early online this week, blah, blah, It has 2 large programmable buttons and 19 jacks that can be connected with a wide array of joysticks, buttons, and switches to make it easier for people to play games on the Xbox One and the Windows 10.
Do you know who does a lot of this stuff?
Fantastic.
Ben Heckerdorn from the Ben Heck Show. He
Yeah.
used to do a lot of that for like veterans and stuff like that. He would make custom controllers. I saw the one episode. He actually made a custom controller for a stand-up arcade machine for a guy.
That's awesome.
I think he had part of his hand missing or something, and he actually made it where he can control like 2 things with one hand and then use his good hand for the buttons. It was actually really cool the way he did that.
I always thought we peaked in controller stupidity. Not stupidity, but controller max at the Power Glove. You know? That's not exactly for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
That actually is a disability.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And the other thing is the U-Force. I never saw that till James and Mike Monday, or whatever it came from. He did a bunch. James Rolfe did a bunch as the Angry Video Game Nerd like that. But did you ever see the U-Force?
Which one is that? Refresh me.
Pad. It's like a clear glass pad thing.
No.
And your hand over certain sections of it, and you look like an idiot playing it.
Well, yeah.
It's most of the Nintendo peripherals, by the way, except for. Well, no, that's most of them. Yeah, we'll just move on from there. But some of them are, you just wave your hand over certain sections of it, and it's programmable for all kind of games. I think it's really neat, but that's what the first thing I thought of when I thought of this was, hello, Catherine, as she waves it goes by, that's the first thing I thought of was the U-Force. I'm like, someone took the U-Force idea. But you can, you could get other joysticks and attachments for it. Thank you, Eddie. So you could play like Top Gun. It actually had a flight stick handle.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is some kind of magical thing. Because when you see how it works, it's just a piece of plastic that goes into it, but doesn't connect to anything. You see it work. It's actually mystifying, but it really does work. So, but that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You don't see major companies supporting a very small percentage of their user base.
I think the issue is there's a bigger user base than anybody ever thought.
I agree, but I mean, and trust me, I'm not saying that handicapped gamers can't play better than
No.
I'm sure there's a lot out there can kick my ass.
I had a cousin who, he was born, both of his arms were broken during birth. He had use of his left arm, but not his right arm. His right arm was crippled. And I'll tell you what, we used to play Nintendo together, and man, he could rock that original NES controller with one hand.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, I don't know how he did it. He'd spread his fingers out and do the D-pad with 2 fingers, the button, and he would just sit on his lap, but man, he did it. That's amazing how people adapt.
They're the kind of people that beat like Akari Warriors. You know? I could never do that.
They beat Battletoads without losing a life.
Yeah. They're like a speedrunner's nightmare. Yeah. You know what I mean? This guy. You know. Anyway, but that's really great and all. It looks like some of the controllers are just buttons, you know, and some of them are like touch sensitive pad.
Yeah.
Other ones look like the Wii nunchuck attachment. That's what kind of looks like to me. So that's really great, and I give props to for Microsoft for this.
Yeah, it is great to see finally some mainstream official controllers like that come out, rather than modifying existing. Like I know a lot of stuff Ben Heck has done. Like he'll do like foot pedals for people that if they don't have complete use of their hands, but they can move their feet. Okay, there's a series of pedals, up, down, left, right, some buttons, and you know stuff like that. But now that Microsoft is actually coming out with a legit version, be nice if maybe Sony took a cue, or if someone made a kit to make these work with a PlayStation. That way, you know, anybody can play any console eventually.
So, and if you scroll down in this article, there's a great, good view of the actual device.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like this, by the way, the Apple keyboard. It kind of looks like that in its design, but it's got like. I really apologize for my children. They're just, I don't know why they're fucking wound up, but I'm anyway.
Put them in the box.
It's got headphone jacks. It's got a USB port on the right and the left for that thumbstick.
Mm-hmm.
For the, you know what I mean? It's got USB-C and DC power ports. I almost said USB-C and D. It's DC power ports. Plenty of ports in the back for all kind of different switches. And a Bluetooth connection button and the 2 large programmable ones up in the middle, which is really cool.
That is awesome.
It has a standard D-pad, for whatever reason. but that's really great. And I
Yeah.
as much as I always would consider Microsoft big evil, not as big evil as EA. Uh, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So all right. So we'll move on from that. That's a really great
But the
article.
one good thing about that they're making the controllers for disabled people and people who can't play with a normal controller means if we get you a set of these, you actually might be able to beat me in Tekken.
Oh,
Oh.
now that's hitting below the belt. I'll take your challenge. We're gonna play Soul Calibur, the original Soul Calibur of the Dreamcast, with the fishing controller and see who wins.
Ooh.
I've seen guys beat that online with that. It's really sick. So one of the things that came out just very recently, while we're still talking about Microsoft, Xbox is, and this is a great way to say it, is they're expanding their digital ecosystem. You're able to gift games on the Microsoft Store now, on the Xbox Store now.
I thought you were always able to do that.
No,
When you sent me that thought,
one of those things I thought you could do. I thought you could do it on the PS4 too, because I was going to buy a game for my brother for his birthday.
yeah.
You can't do that.
It's
I found out that Sony added tax to everything. I didn't notice that either until that was brought to light to me too.
I guess it's just weird because, I mean, in this day and age, for years, 2 years, I've done it with my son, that when he wants a game on Steam, I'll go, okay, buddy, and I'll just buy it for him and send it to him. And he gets a link in his Steam, and he clicks on it, and boom, he installs it. I guess I'm just so used to that platform where you could gift something to anybody. Same thing with iPhone apps. I don't think you could do it anymore, but you used to be able to gift iPhone apps, too. So I used to do that with his iPad.
You can gift like money towards their accounts. I know you could do that. Like through Apple Pay.
Yeah.
You could gift money to their Apple account.
But I didn't realize you couldn't do any of that with Microsoft or Sony until you sent me that link.
It's actually a really great idea.
It is.
Because you know what I mean? If you had an Xbox and I found like a $20 game, because me and you won't pay more than $20 for something sometimes. And
sometimes,
most of the time, okay, all the time.
Yeah.
Unless it's like really worth more than $20. So, and I was like, man, Trevor would really like this game, and I'm not an asshole, so I have an extra $20, so I'm going to give it to you. But it's more like for somebody that you always kind of playing games with, like me and my brother. This is perfect for. If he actually would buy an Xbox One, can't get him to do it. To each his own, I guess.
But I think it's great rather than, okay, say for you like your brother, he wants a new Deus Ex for his birthday. Rather than buying him a physical copy, shipping it to him, or shipping him a gift card, John, open up your Xbox, boom, there's or open up your PlayStation, boom, there's Deus Ex for you.
Yeah, I'm
Happy
sorry,
birthday.
Sony. This might be one of those things that they were like, Microsoft was probably like, we better get this now before Sony figure this is out. You know what I mean? It was like, it was like the game trading.
Yeah.
The original E3.
That was great.
I'm sorry, that was their best moment.
Yeah.
Here you go. Excuse me.
I'm just surprised they wouldn't do that because I've done that forever on Steam with my son.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? I read the other day that Steam was going after adult games.
Yes, they are.
I read that. That might be the other day. That might be the day I read that article that they're giving them only so much time to, like, patch the game where it could be more not adult.
Well, it all stemmed from a game. I forget the name. It was really cheesy. It was like How to Pick Up Women. And there were some pretty bad
Nothing
spots.
we know how to do.
Oh, no, this was bad. The only reason I know is because Boogie2988, I know you don't like him. He was.
Oh, no, I did. You know who he's good friends with?
Huh.
Angry Joe.
Yes, he is. They're actually talking about doing crossovers.
That really hurts to know that. All right, go ahead. Anyway.
But he did a lot of streaming on it, and I caught some of his streams. And it is absolutely vile. I mean, it was just demeaning to women and everything. And it was on Steam Greenlight. And they ended up pulling it just for the simple fact that it was demeaning toward women. It was derogatory. That I know they are putting up like not quite like a code of conduct, but do you remember what was the name of it? Was it Rotten? There was a game a couple years ago that was supposed to come out that was on Steam Greenlight, and they actually pulled it from Steam Greenlight, where you actually did like school shootings, and your goal was to go in and kill people in a house and kidnap them and torture. It was absolutely just not a game that anybody should play. and they had on there,
And people wonder why video games get blamed for bad shit.
yeah, and hang on, let me look this up. But no, that they eventually pulled it from Greenlight, and they actually did institute some policies toward, I believe, violence and everything. And
oh crap! I clicked on that Thundercats link again. Oh
oh
no!
god, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's a picture of it. Actually, there you go.
Rampage. No, that wasn't it. Violent video game pulled from Steam. Let's try that. Hatred was it called. So,
I'm showing Kelly the Thundercats thing.
yeah.
She's just like,
Or maybe they didn't pull it. I thought they had pulled it. It was called, yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. Well, I guess they maybe didn't pull it. But yeah, Hatred is an isometric shoot 'em up video game developed and published by Destructive Creations that was released on June 1st, 2015. The player character is a misanthropic, mass-killing sociopath who begins a genocide crusade to kill as many humans as possible.
you know what that reminds me of? Postal.
Yes. So,
I
but
wonder if the same group of nitwits made that.
it could have.
I forget who.
But I know there was huge,
Postal was really bad.
a huge uproar over this.
Who makes this? Who makes this game? Oh, this is like not even a real. This is like a new developer called Destructive Creations.
Yeah. The plot of Hatred revolves around a disturbed man whose name and background are not given, with him only known as the antagonist. Disgusted by humans' general existence, the antagonist arms himself with an AK-47 assault rifle, 3 frag grenades, and a military combat knife in his home to start a killing spree in New York City. The man begins by slaughtering his neighbors and the police that arrive on the scene. He then travels to the police station to kill more police officers. After escaping, he flees into the sewers, pursued by a full team of SWAT officers, but the antagonist uses the sewers layout to ambush and kill them all. After exiting the sewers, he arrives at a marina where he slaughters the civilians present there before taking a train to escape more law enforcement.
And that says it all.
Yeah, and it goes on and on,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like, wow. So, here's a good one. The antagonist arrives armed with a flamethrower at a rally for local politician Jose Morales. He attacks the rally, killing hundreds of people before engaging in a street battle with police and the army. The antagonist steals a Humvee and heads for a nearby military base to procure explosives in hope of attacking a nuclear plant.
Yeah. What?
Gee, what could be wrong with that game?
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why that got in any trouble. You know?
My God.
Oh, here's the announcement trailer line. My name's not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world. And the human worms feasting on its carcass. That says it all.
Yeah.
Right there. This reminds me just of Postal.
Yeah.
Especially I think it was Postal 2 or 3, whatever it was. The original Postal was pretty warped, but it just got worse.
But I do agree with Steam of setting certain limits that no, we're not encroaching upon your First Amendment rights. But if you want to be
This is already 3 years old. This game.
But if you want to be on our platform, you have to follow our rules.
Yeah, no, I think that it's almost like the old Nintendo seal of approval.
Yes.
I think there needs to be a standard, and I think stuff like this ruins it for people.
I worry about stuff like this that, okay, it's not so much who's going to buy it. It's who's going to think that it's okay to share it with someone, and they're the wrong person. And it's like my son, I would never let him play something like this, and I trust him enough that he would never get something like this on his own because I have full access to his account. I monitor it. But someone who's not in that frame of mind for as many school shootings as we've had, they get a hold of something like this, and that gives them just a delusion that they could go do shit like this. Or again, with the sexual humor or crude humor that say I could, a 14-year-old plays, I could treat a woman like that, and it's like,
yes, we grew up in, we grew up not stupid.
Yeah, we grew up with common sense,
Common sense, you know what I mean? Like all the stuff we saw in games like Doom and Quake, and specifically more, I would say, and I hate to bring it up again, it was like Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah,
like we knew that it was a satirical game but the topics were pretty serious. Like, he was a womanizer,
Mm-hmm.
but he was also like a Rambo and badass. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like me and you were gonna make pipe bombs and blow people up. We were never gonna do that.
No.
We would have strip clubs, yeah, but we weren't gonna do that kind of stuff. And we were in the age where everything was new. Every
Yes.
IP was brand new.
And I have to wonder if
It's not like we went around jumping on people.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what should correlate to a modern topic,
And I wonder, I mean, I've had this discussion with my wife about the whole video game violence begets reality thing, but I have to wonder if part of it is not only are kids today stupid, not only are they impressionable, not only do parents not monitor what their kids do or what they watch and they play, but the fact that the graphic level is getting so realistic in their young little brain, does that really blur a line that we never had a problem with because our games were 16-bit, 32-bit pixelated images. They weren't photorealistic.
If we couldn't have blurred the line, we would have tried to cast magic spells in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, in the 80s and 90s. Well, well, hey.
I've prayed
it's not
to
like I was out there trying to cast fire too. I was never going to do that.
Yeah.
But
we had common sense, though.
Yeah, you're right. This generation, I think common sense should be a class.
Yes.
I'm not saying every kid is bad. I'm not saying every kid is really good either. But I think, it's like you see that post on Facebook at least once a week that schools should have very common classes like how to make dinner, change a tire, do your taxes.
Keep a bank account,
Keep a bank account.
Do laundry.
Yes.
Please.
Very much yes. Very, very much yes. Somebody do the laundry for me. I got a new dryer, Trev.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, my old one, after repairing it at least 98 times and Frankensteining it with a lightning bolt, did not work. So, again, as I knock on wood, I got lucky. My niece was moving out of her apartment and didn't need her dryer, and I was like, well, if you're not using that. So, yeah. Of course, my cousin, my brother-in-law delivers it. It's pouring rain. So they like dry it off and wait and then hook it up.
I'd ask what day it was raining, but Christ, it's been raining for 2 fucking weeks already.
Yeah, it's been raining since June 2017.
Yeah.
If it's not raining, it's snowing in this area.
Yeah.
But you see, let's see, what's making a comeback in about a month, Trev? The NES Classics get another chance. SNES Classic, apparently. I think that's part of it, too.
This just proves that Nintendo creates their own shortages for no reason.
Chip shortage. Remember that
Yeah.
in the 90s?
I mean...
You didn't have chips to make Zelda 2. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
We can't make Wii's fast enough. Yeah, you can. We can't make NES Classics.
You can get a Wii with a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
There's nobody left lying around. Probably the Wii U, too. Well, no, all the Wii U's became LeBeau's. All the boxes.
The boxes, yeah.
I'm waiting to see one of those at a yard sale, a Wii U, because I'm buying it if it's at a yard sale.
We still play ours.
You know what? I would just like it to have it just as a collector thing, Like if I ever see a Virtual Boy out in the wild, I don't care. It's coming out. But so the NES Classic Edition, the SNES Classic Edition, I believe that's coming back too for another limited run. But it's to me who has a Raspberry Pi. It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Even if you hack the crap out of it, I see people who put 500, 600, 700 games on them, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, that's great. But I still don't think that it's worth. Was it $50 or $60?
No, they were at $80, I believe.
Whatever. I would say $30.
$30 if you got 2 controllers, because the original one only came with 1 controller, which was a shitty thing to do.
But it was like 5 feet long.
Yeah.
It was like the original Famicom.
No, 3 feet long it was.
Yeah, that's right. So you had to buy the extension. See, Nintendo's smart. You had to buy the extensions and shit. That's pretty good. I see what you did there, Nintendo. I see what you did.
Now, see, you're talking about all that. Now, here is, well, this is a small card, but here's a micro SD. I have one just like this in my Raspberry Pi that literally is holding right now probably about 7,000 games.
What'd you pull that out of? Your Raspberry Pi?
No, this is just an extra 4 gig card I had in my daughter's tablet before I had to send it back.
Mm.
So, and we're not living in a day and age where remember when 4 gigs was huge. We're like, yeah, it's just 4 gigs.
Yeah, 4 gigs, man. That was like 4 hard drives in your computer back.
Well,
in the
Christ,
day.
somewhere on here I have a SD card that's 64 gigabytes, and I don't know where it's at. It's just.
I have my 128 gigabyte one in the Pi.
Yeah,
Which
that's what I
I
have
can
in
talk
mine.
to you about Pi-related things when we're done with
Okay.
the show. Not to remind, after my.
I know a thing or two about Raspberry Pis.
I know. No, it's more like images.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to know some download things.
Understood.
It's been a while for me. So I think we.
Oh,
run out of shit.
we did, but I do want to bring up one thing, which it's so common now online that I didn't think we'd have to bring it up, but I want to bring it up anyway. So we're in graduation season. Colleges and high schools are graduating, and the best commencement speech given so far this year, which will
I
not
sent
be
it to
beaten,
you.
yes, is Kent State University. Michael Keaton gave the address, and at the end he goes, "I want to leave you with 2 words. If you get nothing else out of this, remember these 2 words and live by them." And he gets into the microphone and goes, "I'm Batman."
Yes,
And it was
it's
perfect.
the greatest commencement speech ever. That proving that no matter how old Michael Keaton gets,
He will
he's
always
still-
be Batman.
He'll always be Batman. Yes,
And-
that was fantastic.
And even though I love the Nolan trilogy, to me he's the best Batman still.
I think, I don't know.
Second is Adam West, then third Christian Bale.
Yeah, I'll buy that list.
And I'll believe it or not, after Christian Bale is Ben Affleck. He did do a good older Bruce Wayne Batman.
I think he did a better Bruce Wayne than nearly any of them did.
So
personally,
I
best
think Michael
Batman
Keaton did
is
probably the best
Kevin
Bruce
Conroy,
Wayne.
but that's just me.
Well, yeah, we're talking live action, not.
Okay. If we're not talking, okay.
So
Because Ben Affleck, I mean,
Kevin Conroy, he
the
is
best
Batman.
Batman ever.
He is. So, but I could leave that go.
Did you know there was a royal wedding today, or did you not? Your Facebook explode like mine.
Oh, you kidding? My wife was reading about it last night. She's all into that.
Kelly came home from somewhere this morning, and that's all she talked about for an hour. And then my Facebook feed was full of, "Oh, this is so beautiful, blah, 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 watching the royal wedding, watching the royal wedding." I'm like, I didn't even know they were getting married until I saw that.
Although the best one I saw today was, is everyone excited about the royal wedding as I am? And they had a picture of Princess Vespa and Lone Star from Spaceballs.
I shared that with a lot of people. I love that. And somebody asked me what were the best geek weddings you could think of, and that was one of them. But another one was like when Lois Lane married Superman. That was a big one. Trying to think what was...
Riker and Troy.
Yeah, I was gonna post that actually.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I was like, Superman and Lois Lane. That's pretty iconic, you know.
Although apparently Batman's going to be marrying Catwoman in the new comic book series. They're building up to that.
Wow. He already has a kid with her, you know.
So.
Oh no, he has a kid with.
Well, not exactly with Talia.
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. It's actually just genetic material. Yeah. So.
Like Batman Beyond is his genetic son. Anyway.
So. Although Damian is a pretty badass.
He's a sociopath.
He is.
Yeah. Well, I think that the way they wrote him, Damian, into the animated films, the DC animated universe, not the shows, but the films, that are very recent, is really great.
I loved it when they did Batman versus Robin with Damian, where they kind of introduced him because they touched upon the Court of Owls series, which to me is some of the best Batman writing they've done in probably the last 10 years. The Court of Owls is fantastic.
I think he was the best in. Did you see the Justice League versus the Teen Titans?
No, I have not.
Okay, that's the newer one. Well, not newer. That's probably like a year or two old now, but that was after Batman versus Robin.
The latest one I have, which I have to watch, is Batman Ninja, which is sitting there waiting for me to watch it, so I have to.
The last one I saw was Justice League Dark.
I haven't seen that one. I still have it, but
I love just Constantine's in it and all the dark the magic users are in it. I love that shit. But Batman Justice League versus the Teen Titans is about, and I'll just go over it quick. It's like what the hell is her name? Raven's father, who is Trigon, the devil essentially, comes to Earth, and take over the Justice League. But right as Trigon's about to get Batman, he injects himself with like some nerve tox or something that completely incapacitates him. He goes, "Yeah, I'm out of this." And he goes, I think he shoots himself in the leg with it. And you see all these other like really great heroes fall to Trigon in like 3 seconds. Like Superman's down, Wonder Woman's down, the Cyborg's down. Oh no, actually Cyborg's in the Teen Titans in that. He's weird. Cyborg's a weird character in that. He goes between both. And, it's tough to judge where he stands a lot. But yeah, that's really good. And you know what I like about the modern DC animated universe is how violent it is.
Yes.
There's a lot more blood. There's a lot more cursing. There's a lot more adult. I shouldn't say cursing, but there's a lot more adult content.
Probably one of my favorite, if you're talking just Justice League films, is Justice League War. That is fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You feel sorry for Captain Adam. You really do. You really feel sorry for him at the end.
I think that's about it.
I think we run this off pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, we also got a late start, so we're actually ending on time. But actually, it's going to be a pretty short show. It's only going to be like an hour and 12 minutes.
That's pretty short for us.
Yeah.
It's not like the last one, Flashlight Rave, where we babbled on incoherently for.
Yeah, we did kind of babble on there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
So. Okay, well, actually, I'll just look at the calendar. Yes, we will be back in 2 weeks. I thought I might have been falling on Memorial Day weekend, but that's actually next week. Oh, God. So much work to do before then.
Why, you have a party?
No, I got the cemetery.
Oh,
That's like a big holiday for the cemetery, and there's so much rain, I actually couldn't even cut down there the other day.
No.
So, yeah.
I think you'll have a good chance this week.
I don't know. It's supposed to rain 50% tomorrow. Monday's good. 50% on Tuesday. Then after that, it's supposed to dry out. Thank Christ.
Cut it in the rain. Fuck it.
Can't. It's too wet right now.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
And I got to trim too. And then I filled in and seeded all the graves I dropped over the winter. And I went down yesterday. I was cutting in one of the graves I filled in. 2.5 hours of doing nothing but shoveling, filling in these graves. And the one grave dropped 10 inches on me.
Oh.
That's going to be another 2 hours of shoveling. Yeah.
All right, cut it off.
Yeah, we're rambling now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, hit us up on iTunes Store. You can subscribe there. You can rate us, star us, whatever you'd like to do.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor. We'll always take sponsors. Well, to a point. I don't know.
I will. If you don't want to sponsor Trev, that's fine, but I'll take your money.
Our website, if you don't know, it depends how you're finding this, is 40somethingpodcast.com. Also, we are on Twitter. We actually, Jerry and I share a lot of things with the 40-something account. So, Twitter, it's at 40something show. And I don't mean something like I don't know what it is. It's the word something show. I'm not that stupid.
40-something or other.
Yeah, show, you know.
That would have been a good name for this shit, too, now that I think about it. 40-something or other show.
So check us out there. YouTube, I actually host it on my YouTube channel. So the YouTube links are always on the homepage on 40somethingpodcast.com. Jerry, my beautiful man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, bud. So thanks for coming by.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you in 2 weeks, guys.
Right.
Have a good Memorial Day. Be safe.
too.
Grill lots of food. Lots of meat.
Have lots of beer.
Yes. See you later, guys.